Hello everyone, Max here with elk.audio. Welcome to part 4 of our series on discovering Elk and the Stomp platform specifically. In this video we'll be focusing on Sensei and Glue, but to make sure that everyone knows what I'm talking about, let's quickly go over the block diagram for a typical application for Stomp, which was like this. Elk provides Sensei, which will interface with all the encoders and the pots. That's your interface for hardware controllers. Elk provides also Sushi, right, which is our multi-track, multi-channel, real-time VST host. You can look at it like that. And you, as an application developer, are responsible for the DSP part. So basically, the VST plugins that you will host in Sushi, and some kind of glue application to tie it all together. So let's start with Sensei. Sensei is a process that, as I said, interfaces with all the hardware controllers and emits events with gRPC. gRPC is an open source RPC framework that is extremely fast, very powerful, and comes with bindings for tons of different languages, and at Elk is our preferred RPC protocol for now. To give you an example of events, we can look at these, for instance, a typical. Let me close that off. Yeah, a typical event emitted by Sensei will look like this: some kind of JSON-like object with a controller ID and an event. Here, an analog event. Analog events are emitted by potentiometer and their value. We have toggle events that are emitted by switches. That's a toggle event. Here the switch has been released. Relative events are emitted by encoders. Their value is -1 or +1. This is incremental stuff. So that's the kind of event that you get from Sensei. And now we need, depending on our logic, our business logic, we need an application to turn those into suitable commands for Sushi. So let's have a look at what a typical Glue app is. Here, let's start a text file. Yeah, here we go. This is the most basic Glue app that you can make. It's a bit of a cheat because here I'm using our own Python library specifically designed for developing these Glue application for Stomp. But if you use that, it's instantiating a Glue app class, initializing it, and running it. That's it. The bulk of the feature is actually in this mapping object that you pass to the Glue app, and that's where most of the work happens in this case. And if we look at this mapping object, we see that it's a list of these objects. Like here, we only have 2, plugin parameter mapping and control. These classes also come from Guru, and they're rather straightforward. Plugin parameter mapping will map a potentiometer number 1 to parameter gain of a plugin called also gain. That's coincidental, but that's just the way it is. Yeah, and then another mapping, a control mapping that will map the switch number 1 to whatever callback we want. Here, the actual callback doesn't really matter, but you can basically pass anything. And Guru comes with many other type of mappings. You can think of multi-switches, which allow combinations of controllers to be mapped to a parameter. Let's say you want something happening when a user presses both foot switches at the same time, or something like that. There's also things like combo mappings, when you want one controller to actually send multiple commands to Sushi. Let's say you want one control to control the wet and dry mix of a reverb, for instance. You can combine them into these. There are many more. But for now, that's it for a quick overview, and we'll see you in the next video.